Hi, I'm Tom, and you're listening to SNYPCast Meet the Youthworker. Meet the Youthworker is an opportunity to get to know SNYP's team, what they do, and what they've been up to during lockdown. Today we are joined by Dave, SNYP's Youth Careers and Outreach Worker. Hi Dave.
Hi Tom.
You alright?
Grand, yeah, not so bad.
Right, so you're a Youth Careers and an Outreach Worker. What do you do? What's your role?
Yeah, so basically I'm employed here as a youth careers worker where I work with young people from school year 11, so 15 and 16 year olds, all the way up to 25 year olds. I've been in the role now since 2012, taken over from Ruth, who done this job before me. I mainly work on a one-to-one basis with young people, so it's listening to the needs and requirements before I create kind of an informal action plan to see where we can best help young people achieve their goals and their aspirations. Some young people might just need a CV, for example, or something photocopying so they can just pop into SNYP and then they'll be straight back out again. Where others come in and they maybe want help with a full job application. It could be that they need interview techniques or creating a covering letter, for example. So everything we offer to young people here in SNYP is totally free of charge. The beauty of SNYP really, because it's so informal, there's no appointments needed at all. So you can just call when it's convenient for you. We really are that informal and relaxed. So we have sofas here, we've got tea and coffee, and having those sort of things is what helps set us apart from the more strict approach from the job centre. And young people usually comment that they do feel more relaxed in our youth centre environment. That's quite good. Anyone who wants to find out more about the work that we do here can search for SNYP Careers Support on Facebook. You can request to join the group, and anyone at all is welcome onto the group as well. You don't just have to be a young person. Anyone can join the group, but you have to be 16 to 25 to access the specialist support and assistance that we've described. And that's just with us being a youth project and part of the funding. Till lockdown, I was also an outreach youth worker here at SNYP, where we walk around the local neighbourhood. We visit areas where young people are likely to be, such as the local parks, the shops, the riverside and the quarry. And we normally share information about what is happening in the local area, advise young people what's available at SNYP, and provide access just to youth workers for those who don't want to come into the centre. I've done this for 12 years now, and I love being at the heart of the community, meeting new people, and I also use it as an opportunity to promote my daytime careers role too.
I want to go back to the Facebook group. Has that been like a lifeline during COVID? Like, has that helped kind of continue what you would do inside SNYP?
It really has, yeah. I found that we've set up a new group. So originally on the main SNYP page that we had previous to COVID, I was posting all of the job adverts and stuff, but the people who were interested in SNYP more for the holiday activities and the stuff for the younger ones, they were getting sick of receiving all of the notifications about the jobs and things I was posting. So early on in lockdown, we decided to create a new Facebook group rather than the main SNYP page, and then it keeps the two separate, and it means that those who are actively seeking jobs can just stay alert on the new group that we've got. So it has been a really big help, and it's enabled us to send direct messages to young job seekers, to share the latest job adverts and the training opportunities that are still out there.
Especially when so many people are being furloughed, made redundant.
That's it, yeah. I was quite surprised to find that there's still a fair amount of jobs still being advertised as well, because I was concerned coming back from furlough that there would be really no vacancies, but obviously now that we are starting to see a few more places open up, there is still quite a lot of jobs out there, so it's good to be able to share those with the young people.
So you said you started as an outreach worker back in 2008. That was 12 long years ago.
Yeah.
What's your youth work background? Like, where did you start, and what inspired you to become a youth worker?
Yeah, so obviously, like you say, it's a long time back now, but I got into youth work from being a teenager. I used to volunteer over at Pallion Action Group across the river. I began volunteering around their centre, and as a group of young people, we decided to form our own steering group, and we were called Street Chill. So a nice, quite a good street cred for the Street Chill. We basically set up this group because we were all interested in kind of improving Pallion in the local area. And we visited another youth project down at Liverpool, and we brought back some of their ideas as to how they'd formed their group, and that led to us being nominated up here for various awards and things because we were helping in the community. My youth worker Vince at the time, he helped us tell me like about youth work as a profession and kind of gave us advice really about getting started, and if I was interested, like what would be the best route to go down. So I began with the Introduction to Youth Work course, which was run by the City Council at the time, and I completed my placement there over at Lambton Street Youth Centre. So I found out that I still liked it after the course had finished. So I decided to apply to Bede College and done an access course in youth and social work, and then completed that and went on to do the 3-year community and youth work degree at Sunderland. And after I finished the degree in 2009, I started out working, and I've worked across the city really, including Sunderland Young Carers. I've worked for Pally in Action Group, Youth Almighty Project and Blue Watch up at Ryup, as well as working for the university as well. As for SNYP and the connection there, it was my second year university placement in 2008. I originally came just as a student for 3 or 4 months and then never left after the 2008. So I do enjoy youth work and helping young people. It's my perfect job really. Someone once said the best careers advice you can give to a young person is to find something that you enjoy doing and then find someone who's willing to pay you to do it. So that's pretty much what I've done.
So you've not been at work for 2 months thanks to furlough. How's that affected you? What have you learnt? Any new talents, hobbies? Have you been up to much?
Yeah, it's been non-stop to be honest. So through the months of April and May, I was furloughed from the careers role, which was a really strange experience for me personally because I've worked constantly since leaving school at 16. I've never been out of work, so to have those kind of, like you say, the extra free time and stuff. It was a little strange at first. But I think with me being the only member of staff here at SNYP who's got 2 young children at home, I found myself taking on the role of teacher because I was having to help homeschool my 5-year-old, which was a strange experience for me. But quite luckily, my wife's a primary school teacher, so admittedly I did have a little help with the homeschooling. But we used the time kind of to do creative things as a family, a lot more than what we'd normally have the time for. So things like cooking, making crafts, going on nature walks, and those sorts of things. And as a family, we created our own family Facebook page called School of Mitchell. And the idea there was to share our ideas of things that you could do with the children if you were homeschooling yourself as a parent and you weren't used to having the kind of like resources and stuff like you would normally have. So that page took off really well, and it was well used and received, by parents who were having to homeschool as well. Then moving on, so eventually my 5-year-old was able to return to school, and I've been continuing to work from home even up until now, whilst also trying to entertain my 2-year-old. So that's been quite challenging doing the full-time work and then keeping him company as well. And then more personally, I've used the time now to get out on my bike a bit more. So I was always wanting to try and get the bike back out of the shed, dust it off. So I've been able to get out on some bike rides, which has been good. I've discovered adult Lego, so it's a bit of a strange one, but there's adult fans of Lego is what they call themselves, believe it or not. But this came about because we were watching the SpaceX launch for the International Space Station, so I decided to go and get the adult version of the the Lego Space Station, give that a go. Built it up, and obviously the little ones loved it as well. So now I'm building a VW camper van at the minute, so something else just to keep us going.
Just a little thing.
But the best thing for lockdown for me, obviously, I'm a massive Liverpool fan, and watching Liverpool finally winning the Premier League after 30 years as well. So it's been the one good thing to come out of 2020. Yeah.
So you said you've got your bike out as well. For any of the young people listening in Southwick, what routes do you recommend to them? Is there any little beauty spots that they could get to?
Yeah, I usually just go for short rides really, so sort of 10-mile circular routes.
Short, 10 miles?
I normally pedal along the Little Haven Hotel at South Shields. Obviously it's just straight along the coast, so it's a nice fairly easy route. But I did go up to Washington as well and follow the old bike track along past South Hilton Metro as well, so that was quite good as well. It's a little bit more off-road. But that was a good route as well. So yeah, there's lots of different rides, and there is rides available. You can get cycle maps and stuff off Google, so that type of thing helped. And obviously I use Strava as well, like a fitness app, so obviously it's suggested routes as well based on other people, so that's always useful. So
the guidelines are constantly changing, and hopefully soon enough SNYP can reopen and get back to some normality. What are your kind of hopes and goals and stuff for the young people when SNYP can reopen?
Yeah, that's it. Well, obviously, hopefully all being well, we'll be back after the school holidays, but it's just subject to obviously the latest guidance. But I would say even before COVID was an issue, the role here of my careers work, I would say, was becoming a lot more digital anyway. Quite a lot more of it was becoming more online based. Since they launched Universal Credit and that was rolled out fully across the city, there's been a much greater emphasis on young people using the internet for their job search, as well as having to record the job search activity. So I think gone are the days where you would maybe come and print out, say, 50 CVs and go and hand them around the shops, because most places now are wanting them to be emailed over. So I think it's quite electronic anyway. So like I say, we've created this new SNYP Careers group now to split away from the main page, and then that way it keeps it separate. So we'll be able to update that with the latest vacancies, the latest training opportunities, and there's also templates and things that we'll post on there so people can complete a CV from home if they felt comfortable doing it themselves. So what we're hoping to do is when we can get the centre back reopen is that young people will be able to come back in for assistance with finding training courses, maybe photocopying and help making a CV in person as well. We have been really fortunate over lockdown really to have supportive and understanding funders. So for my role as a careers worker, the Coalfields Regeneration Trust, the Sheldon Trust and the Benicia Foundation, they've all been really incredibly helpful and understanding, with lockdown, and I've been keeping them informed and updated, and they're happy for us to work from home, so that's been really useful as well. Now the hospitality and the entertainment sectors as well are starting to reopen. We're slowly seeing an increase in the number of jobs being advertised, which is great for young people to try and secure part-time employment, around the further education studies and things. Quite a lot of our school leavers from year 11 have already secured September starts for college, all being well, so hopefully they'll be able to continue and progress onto college and then look for part-time work that fits around the studies. In terms of Sunderland and the kind of job scene going forward, Sunderland at the moment is going through a great period of renovation. So we've got the new Seaburn Stack development. There's going to be a new Holiday Inn hotel at Keele Square, and the Inn Collection have also building a new hotel next door to that Stack development at Seaburn. So I think with all of that happening, and also the new auditorium which is being built on the side of the new fire station pub in the town, then there's also the potential there, for there's going to be arts and theatre and live comedy all happening at that venue. So I think the chance now, the potential for new jobs is probably better than it ever has been in Sunderland, which is really good.
Well, that's very hopeful. It's been a lovely chat. Thank you for listening to this episode of SNYPCast Meet the Youthworker. For more episodes like this, you can find us on Facebook by searching Southwick Neighbourhood Youth Project, or listen to more of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or at snipcast.podbean.com.